The 2022 African Nations Championship kicked off on Friday as host nation Algeria defeated Libya 1-0 in the tournament's opening match. Ayman Mahious made history by scoring the first goal in the brand new Nelson Mandela Stadium when a misdirected back pass from the Libyan midfielder Abul Qasim Rajab was intercepted by the striker. Ayman was hauled down in the 18-yard box by Libyan goalkeeper Muad Alafi as the referee correctly called a penalty that was gently placed in the left corner in the 57th minute for the only goal of the game.
To get onto the end of the ball, and indeed goalkeeper taking nothing but shin in his attempt to clear the ball late. And ultimately clumsy. The penalty successfully converted by the young star of Algerian striking, Ayman Mahious, as he scored the historic first goal at this Nelson Mandela Stadium and the historic first goal of this tournament. There were further attempts from Algeria to find goals that might provide a cushion in this tie, but in the end they were nearly caught with a sucker punch by Ali Salamo, hit the woodwork. As Libya came close to finding an equaliser, only a matter of inches. Alja would have another effort. One on target that would force Gundogan into a save.
Ethiopia and Mozambique faced off in the second game of Group A, but both teams settled for a point apiece after a goalless 90 minutes to leave Algeria top of the group with 3 points.
Goal for Mozambique. Into the action very early, just punching away the Mozambican number one. Follow-up effort, a little disappointing. Then Kenya one-on-one. A grand recovery from Shakil Nange, putting great pressure on the striker, but Kenya unable to belt that ball beyond Victor Gwambe. But Ethiopia having several moments of attack in this tie that they have been unable to convert from. More running at their opponents. Chernet Guksa setting up a grand opportunity. A fine save made by Victor Gwambe, denying the cutback for any of the on-rushing players. Chernet living up to his billing as one of the most hard-working, tough players. Chernet again, set up Emmanuel, who took a first touch and then got his shot away at the second time of asking, but under some pressure. Fine save from Victor, kept it alive.
Group B's opening game also saw DR Congo and Uganda play out another goalless draw, while in the second game Senegal edged Ivory Coast 1-0 in a thrilling match to top the group with 3 points. The Black Galaxies of Ghana succumbed to a 2-1 upset loss to less fancied Madagascar, while Morocco's game against Sudan was called after Morocco failed to show up for the match, having officially pulled out of the tournament 24 hours earlier.
Proceedings. Nice slicing coming in here from Kolaina. Taking a bit of a slice of grace in there, managing to get the ball into the back of the net. It was a beautiful one and set the tone for the game. And it was just the beginning of beautiful things to come in the rest of the 90 minutes.
Oh, definitely. That set the pace of the game.
Referee had to consult VAR and rightly justified. There was no penalty for Ghana. It was the earliest opportunity that they could have had. Later on, another long ball and what looked like a seemingly safe pass turned out to be the stuff made of nightmares. And the man of the match, with a magnificent chip, putting it to the back of the net. Just the expression of how much that meant to the team in that particular sport.
He took his chance, you know. He took his chance, you know, when you always press.
Well, the action continues at the 2022 African Nations Championship today, with Angolan head coach Pedro Goncalves expecting his team to make a statement when they take on Mali in their opening game this evening by 5 p.m. Palanzas Negras side that is rebuilding with a handful of youthful faces as well as experienced players who are anticipated to give advice at the tournament created for players that appear in the local league. In the build-up to the game, Goncalves said, and I quote, "We have a fine balance in the team. For us, it is important that we do well. What we wish to do and what we can do, there is a big gap. But I can say that we are positive ahead of our first game against Mali. A lot has changed since 2011, but we are encouraged by that performance." End quote. In the other game, the Indomitable Lions will battle the Red Devils, and ahead of the encounter, Congo's head coach Jean-Louis Ngoya Obakas is optimistic of a positive result against neighbours Cameroon. Obakas said in a pre-match conference, and I quote, "We want to start the competition with a lot of calm, even though we know that any game against Cameroon is not just about what happens on the pitch. So we must also prepare mentally before going into this fixture." End quote. The last time the two countries met at Chan was in 2018 in Morocco, with the Red Devils edging Cameroon 1-0 thanks to a goal by Junior Makies. Obakas and his side will be hoping to replicate that performance on Monday at 8 p.m.